Hello, fellow dividend investors. Welcome to the 11th day of my dividend investing plan. Before we continue, please subscribe, hit the bell button, like, do whatever to support me in my dividend investing journey. A new day, a new stock to buy, and once again, we are throwing $50 to the next stock on our list. The next one on our April list was Abbvie. After Merck and Pfizer, it's the third stock we add to our portfolio. And at first sight, it seemed a very good pick. It has a low PE ratio, an attractive dividend yield of over 5%, and that yield has doubled the past few years. However, there's one parameter that bothered me. Abbvie has a negative debt to equity ratio. The debt to equity ratio compares the obligations the company has to the total shareholders' equity value. The equity value for Abbvie is negative. At first sight, this does not seem to make any sense. So let's find out why this ratio is negative and if it's really dangerous. Unfortunately, I had already bought the stock before I double-checked the debt to equity value. And some history of Abbvie might explain why Abbvie is characterized with this negative debt to equity ratio. Abbvie is a spinoff from Abbott Laboratories. It came to light in 2013. Abbott is specialized in medical devices, but at the time was also banking on pharmaceuticals. It decided to spin off the pharmaceutical division in Abbvie so that the spin-off company could entirely focus on producing and researching medicine. But some critics say this is because the patents for its major drug Humira were about to expire and that Abbott would lose a lot of revenue in the future. Humira is a medication that helps patients with Crohn's disease, rheumatoid, arthritis, and other diseases. Since the patent ended, other companies started to produce biosimilar molecules. So to keep its earnings and market share, Abbvie really needs to expand. Abbvie fought hard in courts around the world to keep this monopoly. It started cases against other pharmaceutical companies that tried to work with the molecule and tried to create a better Humira or a Humira variant. Because of this, Abbvie has become the case study of what's stopping drug innovation. But it's not only the court cases that they use to try to keep their monopoly. They also acquired other companies to expand the market. Abbvie recently acquired Allergen. They hope it will bring synergy and new products to their line. Combine that, the appreciation of the Humira intellectual property, the cost of acquisitions, share buybacks, and you get a negative book value. However, earnings per share and cash flow is still very positive, and it seems that Abbvie can sustain its dividend. But if Abbvie wants to correct its book value, it should start flowing a lot of money into intellectual property, start piling up some cash, reduce some debt, and so on. However, in order to be consistent, I will no longer be buying companies with a negative debt to equity ratio. It takes a lot of time to figure out why companies like Abbvie have a negative per share value. Even though it makes sense, it is an indication of some risk. So this will probably be my only Abbvie buy for the rest of this journey. Let me know in the comments if I'm right or not and what you think about the negative debt to equity ratio. Thank you, and tomorrow we are buying a REIT. It will be realty income, which is a classic component of many dividend investors.